Hello traders, and welcome to Trading the Trend. I am Dennis, and this is my weekend report for week ending June 10th. And here we are looking at the S&P 500 weekly chart, and you can see we got a little bit of a red candle here for the week. We actually started out great on Wednesday. Matter of fact, we were above 2100 on the Dow. We were above 18,000 on the we were above 2100 on the S&P 500 and above 18,000 on the Dow. And then on Thursday and then particularly Friday, everything just rolled over and headed lower. Matter of fact, if we look at the daily, big down candle on Friday. There is a little bit of a silver lining, this little tail here at the end. If we look at the hourly, we see that buyers came in the last hour of trading. And actually, if you look at this on the Dow 30, you have the buyers coming in on the last hour of trading, but look at the volume here. So somebody was doing a lot of buying at the end of the day, at the lows of the day. So maybe they know something and this thing might head higher at the beginning of next week. We'll just have to wait and see. Go back to the weekly and let's look at the commodities. The GDX, Gold Miners Index, after the previous week's big candle up, we had some continuation. Did have a little bit of sell-off at the end of the week with the rest of the market, but it was positive. Gold had a good week. Silver, even a better week. Now we look at oil. Oil actually got to this point, this line of resistance I've been watching. We got there, got ahead of it for a day, and then it's pulled back. So right now that's our overhead resistance level. So we need to see oil get up above this white line, above 5100, and then we can look for possibly a move to 60, where this congestion area is right here. But first we got to clear that 51 hurdle. Now let's look at what's going on with the currencies. Here is my current strong week rankings. Great week for New Zealand. They had one day, I think it was on Thursday, that things just exploded for New Zealand. And pretty much everybody was weak compared to New Zealand. Pound, very weak. The dollar actually held its own against most currencies except for New Zealand. It's also looking weak against the CAD right now. We'll look at that in a moment. Now let's look at some currencies. And here's that Euro US dollar weekly chart, and we're still in that now year-and-a-half long trading range. Don't know if we're ever going to get out of this thing. Last week we had the big engulfing up candle. Looks like we were set to try to test this upper level here, resistance, and we just decided to head lower. Wasn't a big move for the week, but we did head a little bit lower, so we'll just have to see if that's just a pullback, and maybe we can get things turned around and head back up next week. Also, we'll look at the Aussie US dollar. Again, you had the big up candle last week, and then this week we started out great, but then it sold off late in the week. Which is evident by what is happening in U.S. stocks. Normally when U.S. stocks trade down, so does the Aussie dollar, and that's exactly what happened. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. A couple others to look at here. U.S. dollar, Canadian dollar, and this thing has had a nice little rollover here. So maybe this thing is getting ready to head lower, but we got to clear this big candle here. Until we can get below that, this is just simply a pullback from this big reversal candle. So that's kind of iffy to get into that trade. Last one I wanted to look at is Aussie New Zealand. This thing has been big to the downside. This past week it was up early in the week and then just a big move lower, and you can see this line of resistance up here at 113 has been the trigger. I mean, every time we've gotten up there, prices have rolled over and headed back lower. So might be a little late to be going after this one. Maybe you try to get a little momentum trade, but there is a lot of risk if you're trying to catch it lower right now. We just don't know how much lower it's going to go. We're nearing some real support areas here as it gets into this area here. So anyway, that's what I got for you this week. Hopefully everyone has a great weekend, and I will catch you later.